My good one, Jujutsu Kaisen, the game of slaughter or migration to extinction, finally arrived. The train already started in more of a mourning and suffering mood, but the action popped as well. Besides having a new character arriving that annoys me too much, so if you'd like to stay until the end, then let's go to the video. It already starts with the dear Itadori with his conflicts of having killed a lot of people in Shibuya, although the guilty one is Sukuna. The boy blames himself a lot, and is with a big weight. So much so that he is washing the blood from his hands, but this blood does not go away. Cuts to the real world where he is facing curses a lot. Well, he is running from them and calling a bunch to follow him. Then the great Yuta Okkotsu appears, almost killing him, after cutting an ugly giant fly curse. The two are going to fight to know who is the best protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's go to the Zenin clan, where there is a kid asking if I want a base, but she is chill. The one who almost went F is Maki. The guy thinks this is good, because although Maki is beautiful, she does not know her place as a woman, which has to stay behind the man and be submissive. Man, this guy here is another level of oppressive machist, saying that a woman who does not know her place deserves to take a stab in the back. Unlike Maki, Maya is a great example who fulfills her role, besides her having the same beautiful face and body as Maki, making it clear that all of this are words of the most miserable character of this work, Naoya Zenin, special grade 1 sorcerer. Naoya arrives at the meeting with his uncle Oji Zenin and Junichi Zenin. Oji is father of Maki and Mai, so this in a given there is their cousin. Naoya does not care at all about the condition of his father, Nabito, and says that the uncle is useless because of the daughters he has. Besides saying that Junichi needed to have the same face as Toji to serve for something. This almost gives war between them. Then a clan lawyer arrives, announcing that the former clan leader Nabito has just passed away and he left his will in writing, which was to be read only when Naoya, Junichi, and Oji met. Naoya got very happy for a moment, since his father appointed him as a new clan leader and left all the curse tools from the clan vault and from the jujutsu schools to him. But then comes the following clause: if Gojo became disabled or anything like that for any reason, the agreement with Toji Fushiguro would be honored and the leadership of the clan goes to Fushiguro Megumi together with all the possessions of the Zenin clan. Naoya goes crazy with this, does not want a kid leading the family. So he'll go to Tokyo and finish Megumi and Itadori, thus becomes leader and does a favor for the old men of the Jujutsu Council. Itadori reflects and laments all the tragedy that happened in Shibuya. Choso arrives to talk to his little brother and the protag says that he feels that Sukuna's power got stronger. After all, Itadori was forced to eat 15 fingers of the bad creature at once. Choso tells him to go back to the Jujutsu school, but Itadori cannot do that and put Megumi in danger. After all, Sukuna has some kind of plan for the boy of the 10 shadows. Now Itadori and Choso are going to reduce the number of curses in Tokyo. Then it goes back to where the past season ended, with Itadori attracting and running from some curses, with a bunch following him into a tunnel. Thus Choso finishes everyone at once with his piercing blood. Itadori finishes one of the creatures with a punch in an epic pose and even gets dirty with the curse's blood. Choso feels that since the last time he fought with Itadori, he got stronger, both in cursed energy and in physical strength. There is an extra subtlety in the boy Yuji. Choso says that he is really a god of war. Then the little vibe is ruined by Naoya, who arrives at the spot. And he already reveals that he is there to send Itadori and Megumi to F, because he wants his objectives to come true. Then Naoya almost teleports behind Itadori and already give him a sweep and a slap to Choso. The guy fights without even making an effort, and Itadori realizes that besides him being very fast, there is some trick that increases his speed. The fight will continue, but a cursed energy covers the whole area. Itadori thinks for a moment that it is Gojo, but there is no way. However, it is someone who is in the same class as the Honored One, who has a more sinister energy. The GOAT Yuta Okkotsu has arrived. Naoya says who Yuta is, then Itadori remembers that he is the special level sorcerer like Gojo and friend of Maki and the others. Choso wants to buy time for Itadori to escape, because there is no way they can defeat the monster that Yuta is. But it does not help much, and Yuta runs to catch Itadori, while Choso stays to face Naoya. Then it goes back to the beginning, where Yuta almost pierces Itadori. Now the context is explained. Itadori cannot fight Yuta, only dodge and run. Because the creature has a lot of power, it has a lot of energy, which is the opposite of Itadori. By the way, Yuta has more cursed energy than Gojo. The Honored One has the 6 eyes and optimizes the power, which makes him spend no energy at all when invoking a jujutsu spell. Gojo is the best in terms of performance. But Yuta is also not just anyone. The guy is so experienced in fights that it is very difficult to predict one of his blows until the last moment by analyzing the flow of his cursed energy. Itadori even breaks Yuta's sword, but Rika appears and holds him for Yuta to finish the service of executing him. He succeeds and pierces Yuji's heart. Megumi leaves his sister Tsumaki, because he has to find a way to save her. While Choso and Naoya's fight is going full force, Choso is taking a beating and cannot figure out what the miserable Zenin spell is. The guy is dominating the fight 100%. Naoya wants to know what Choso is, who says that he is the oldest brother of 9, but Naoya says that this is not an answer. He wants to know about that monstrous resistance and the rare blood manipulation spell that he has. Then the guy disappears and turns into the Flash. Choso tries to predict where he's going to come from, but cannot and is pierced with a blade. Now Naoya wants to see how Choso will react with this injury in the belly. Unlike Choso, Naoya hates his older brothers because he considers them all weak, and Choso sends a talk that the older brother has to set the example even if it is bad, because if the older one makes a mistake, the younger ones have to avoid this path. If the older one gets it right, the others only need to follow him. This is how the life motto works for Choso, who uses his cursed energy to create a wave of blood, which Naoya does not understand where it comes from. With this amount of blood, he should have gone to F, but Choso is half curse and half human. So as long as his energy does not run out, he can bleed as much as needed and use his blood manipulation spell. Naoya tries to avoid the blow, but Choso hardens the blood that stayed on the Zenin's clothes and immobilizes him, and even Naoya with his technique of moving in 24 frames per second. He does not dodge the totally original blow of blood manipulation created by Choso, the supernova. That said, Yuta arrives and ends the fun and knocks Choso out. Naoya was poisoned by Choso's blood. Then he realizes that he is not human. Yuta offers to heal Naoya with his reverse energy. Then Itadori's mind has a memory of when he was a baby, of his father Jin and his grandpa, with the old man telling the son to stay away from that woman who would not be good for him, that he could go to F because of her. He knows that Jin did not manage to have a child with Kaori, and that she passed away, but then Kaori appears there, but with a scar on her forehead. Yeah, my good one, Noritoshi Kumo hit hard on Yuji's father, and the protag was born. Noritoshi Kumo's plans are much bigger than they seem. Itadori, who was supposed to be in heaven now, gets up just fine and sees Yuta in front of him. The most beloved emo of the series is relieved that his plan worked. Yuta says that in September Gojo went to Africa to see him, to ask him to take care of the group, and especially Yuji, and that Hikari would be fine. Gojo wanted to make sure that if something happened to him, Yuta could help his students. Yuta decided to temporarily kill Itadori so that the high rank would not suspect anything and would believe that Sukuna's host really went to base. After having his heart pierced, Yuta quickly used reverse energy and healed Yuji. Yuta understands what Itadori goes through of having a power that he does not control. Although in his case, Rika was something originated from his feelings, Itadori involuntarily has an ancient demon inside him that is not a good guy. Itadori does not forgive himself for what happened in Shibuya. That said, Megumi arrives and tells him to go back to the Jujutsu school and meet with their seniors, but Itadori cannot face them after all the tragedy that happened in the past season. Megumi says that was not Itadori's fault, but everyone's. But Yuji does not believe that. Megumi tells him not to give up so easily. They are sorcerers and not heroes. There is no way anyone can judge them. They need to move forward to exorcise curses. This is their job. Megumi asks Itadori to help him with his sister Tsumiki, who was dragged into this slaughter game of Noritoshi Kumo. And then the explanation for this hellish game appears. But I will not explain anything. If you want to go to the channel with more I.Q and see if you understand it there, I already melted my head too much at the time it was released in the manga, and that is it. The little group needs to find out how to open the seal of the Gokumankyo to free Satoru Gojo and solve this sick game of Noritoshi Kumo, and the only person who can give the answers to them is Tengen. That's right, whoever thought it was a man was wrong. At the time Volume 17 came out with these chapters, it reveals that her form before transcending the human form was that of a woman. Now the group goes to the stellar tomb of the Jujutsu school to talk to the greatest figure of this universe. There Itadori meets Maki and Yuki. Maki is full of burn scars and short hair because of the fight with Jogo that almost sent her to F and sent Nobito to base. Thanks to her special body of the congenital pact, she managed to survive. Now with all the people gathered, they go to the stellar tomb to have a chat with Master Tengen. Then they arrive at the main hall, but it seems that Tengen is rejecting them. Yuki thought that with the 6 eyes out of action, Tengen would finally interfere in the world, but it seems she predicted wrong. The people are leaving when Tengen appears and announces the son of the Zenin, the cursed fetus Choso, and the host of Sukuna, Itadori. My good one, what crazy episodes these were. Jujutsu came back with that awesome action that we like, but what makes me angry is this Naoya. Hopefully he disappears soon from in front of me. And did you like this return with Yuta and Itadori seeing who is the best protagonist? Comment there if you are Team Yuta or Itadori, and leave your like to have more Jujutsu Kaisen video on the channel. Activate the little bell and check the description to not miss anything. Thanks for the support as always, and later.